समय में छोटे दलों के साथ गठबंधन समाजवादी पार्टी करेगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी असली मुद्दों पर बहस नहीं करना चाहती।
जिस मुद्दे पर बात करना चाहे कर लें, उनको पता ही नहीं है। वो घर के अंदर बैठे रहते हैं, घर के अंदर बैठे रहते हैं, भाजपा का संकल्प पत्र उठा के पढ़ते, उनको मालूम होता संकल्प पत्र के जो वादे हैं सब पूरे कर दिए गए। 2 बच्चे उसको भी पूरा कर रहे हैं हम लोग।
इंशाअल्लाह दोबारा योगी को उत्तर प्रदेश का मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बनने देंगे, नहीं बनने देंगे।
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. The knives are out for the battle of Uttar Pradesh as the contours of the multi-cornered fight are now emerging. There is a newfound energy in the BSP camp as former Chief Minister Mayawati has said her party will go solo in the elections. In the past few days, Mayawati has taken pot shots at both the BJP and her former ally Akhilesh Yadav. She slammed the foundation ceremony for the Ambedkar Memorial in Lucknow, led by none other than the president, calling it political tokenism ahead of the elections. She targeted Akhilesh Yadav over his announcement to contest the elections in alliance with smaller parties, calling her former ally helpless, making all the noise to repitch herself as a key force in the state elections. The SP chief, meanwhile, trained his guns at the BJP, saying the Saffron Party has failed to govern the state during the pandemic, saying the BJP does not want to debate the key issues and is misleading voters. The party is in talks with the RLD for a possible alliance in a bid to attract the Jat vote bank and aims an outreach to smaller parties who have their pockets of influence in the caste calculus of the state. The BJP, on the other hand, is a confident camp, with the top brass saying they have fulfilled a number of promises, consolidating their base with the delivery of the Ram Mandir, CAA, NRC, the abrogation of Article 370 and the Triple Talaq Bill, along with a tough law and order record. One player who has also thrown his hat into the ring is Asaduddin Owaisi, who aims to make significant inroads in the state, taking a direct shot at Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. He tweeted and also said that he will fight to prevent Yogi Adityanath from becoming Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister again. He has allied with OP Rajbhar's Bhagidari Sankalp Morcha and aims to contest a significant chunk of 100 seats. This comes after a successful run in Bihar, where his party won 5 of the 24 seats in the Muslim-dominated Simhanchal region. Uttar Pradesh is a complicated political puzzle, but it is the most coveted state in the Hindi belt, as it determines the power dynamics at the center. The stakes are high, and as we get closer to the elections, what political formulas, caste strategies and agendas will lead to victory? Who has the head? Who has the edge? And what dark horses are racing towards the state ahead of the polls? Joining me on the show, Waris Pathan, MIM leader, Sudhendra Badoria, BSP spokesperson, Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the SP, Anila Singh representing the BJP, Sanjay Kumar is political analyst. Waris Pathan, without any alliance with any of the bigger forces, how is Mr. Owaisi claiming that he will be able to defeat Yogi Adityanath and the BJP, which has a formidable caste alliance of upper caste, the non-Yadav OBCs and non-Jatav Dalits?
Well, we will be contesting election in the UP and we are in alliance with OP Rajbhar's party, Bhagidari Sankalp Morcha. And so as other parties have got right to contest, so we will be contesting the elections. And we are hopeful that the people of UP will definitely give their mandate in our favor. As in last several results, what we have seen is that the so-called secular parties have taken the votes of the Muslims and Dalits in the name of secularism, but what have they done for the betterment of the Muslim community also at large? So now when Rajbhar Sahib says that if we come to power, we will be having CMs, 5 CMs and 20 deputy CMs, yes, very good. Even the Muslims have a right for representation. We are going for the empowerment of the Muslims, Dalits and the backward classes. Political empowerment has to be
How will you respond to the charge that comes your way all the time? that you are the B team of the BJP?
Well, now we are used to that charges because everybody has seen who's the B team of the BJP and the C team of the BJP. We fight election, we contest election to win. We don't want anybody to say this and that and to lose. And we are contesting, but there are certain people who cannot digest. Why is MIM contesting? And the constitution has given you right to contest election. The same constitution has given us right to contest election. So if we contest and if we go to
Okay,
empower,
fine enough. Fine enough. Yes.
Democracy,
Yes,
when a
Ghanshyam,
political
every party has the right to
empowers-
contest. Then why should MIM be branded as B team or a C team of the BJP?
Well, 2 points. One, you said confident BJP, which has delivered on its promises. 2017, Amit Shah's website says here are the contents of the BJP manifesto. कृषि विकास का बने आधार, न गुंडा राज, न भ्रष्टाचार, हर युवा को मिले रोजगार, शिक्षा क्षेत्र में गुणवत्ता विस्तार, गरीबी से मुक्ति का सपना साकार, बुनियादी विकास मजबूत आधार, विकसित उद्योग सुगम व्यापार, सशक्त नारी समान अधिकार, स्वस्थ हो घर घर परिवार. This is the manifesto of Bharatiya Janata Party. This is their page number 1. You open and I challenge you a single page that they have delivered. A single page. I challenge Anila Singh to open the manifesto, just one page. BJP has turned Uttar Pradesh into Shamshan Kabristan story. That is what they promised. That is what they are not
How
a
are you?
confident party.
Okay,
They are
we'll talk
confident.
about Yogi Adityanath's report card later. How are you
It's not
looking
report
at?
card. This is
How
the
are you looking at
manifesto.
Owaisi's entry? Here is Asaduddin Owaisi making an open challenge. He is saying clearly he will ensure that Yogi Adityanath doesn't return in 2022.
Politics is the idea of how a leader with a formidable background of development can give a vision to the people. Today, people of Uttar Pradesh are angry because they have been misled by the Shamshan Kabristan Bharatiya Janata Party. This Kansraj has to go, where the civil society is terrorized every day. Women are put behind bars, and they are looking at Akhilesh
Are you
Yadav
not
as a
worried
leader
about
who will-
Owaisi's entry, MIM's entry? What if they do the same thing that they did in Bihar? Contested on
Well-
24 seats, won 5, but ensured that Mahagathbandhan loses on the rest of the seats, which meant that they were they did not even get the power.
The Panchayat
They were
polls or
striking
any-
close to the power, striking distance to the power.
a very any day travel across Uttar Pradesh will tell you that people want Akhilesh Yadav ji to lead Uttar Pradesh to development and harmony. This is the voice on the ground. No matter who enters the political arena, it's for everybody to come and enter and present their vision. But the voice on the ground that is visible from Panchayat polls, that is visible every day, every time the Kansraj puts more people behind jail, every time people respond, journalists behind jail, people respond by saying that this Kansraj has to go and Akhilesh ji aane wale hain, Uttar Pradesh mein achhe din aane wale hain.
Okay. So here is Ghanshyam Tiwari making that pitch. Before I bring in BJP, I want to understand what is Mayawati up to. Mr. Bhadoria, come in on this. Here is Mayawati. Instead of talking about what she plans to do, she declared SP Dalit Virodhi and said that Akhilesh Yadav is mahalachar or helpless. If Akhilesh Yadav has gone ahead and done his political calculations and has decided that he will be looking for an alliance without Mayawati or without the Congress, then
Yeah.
shouldn't you be talking about what you plan to do? Yes, Mr. Bhadoria, if you can hear me. Okay, we'll try and fix both the lines. Sanjay Kumar, let me get a word from you as well now. Battle for Survival brought SP and BSP together. Now they are going separately. It's a multi-cornered contest now. There are wild card entries as well. You may say that Asaduddin Owaisi may not be seen as a wild card, but if he has made plans of concentrating on 100 seats, which could likely be those Muslim-dominated seats in Western UP and Awadh, don't you think that he'll play the role of a spoiler?
Yes, to a great extent, if we look at the Muslim vote bank, because if Samajwadi Party has to win this election or even emerge as a serious contender to BJP, they need to consolidate the Muslim vote bank along with the Yadavs. And if they want to win this election, they need to consolidate vote banks of other age groups, other caste communities. But in the scenario of AIMIM contesting elections in 100 seats, and those seats are likely to be the Muslim-dominated seat, they are going to spoil the plan of Samajwadi Party. Some of the Muslim votes will get split, and if the Muslim votes get split, it is by default advantage BJP.
But then, Sanjay Kumar, we have seen election after election, this en-bloc idea of Muslim vote, this is largely a myth which has been broken in multiple elections. Look at 2017 Assembly or 2019 Lok Sabha, even 2014 Lok Sabha elections. Muslims are a splintered group.
No, Maria, when we talk about vote bank of any caste community for any political party, it is largely in the range of if 60% or little more than that, between 60 and 70% of voters of one caste community votes for a party. It is reasonable to say this is the vote bank for a particular party. Yes, there have been elections when vote of one caste community, we are discussing at the moment the Muslim vote, sometimes they get badly split between 2 or 3 political parties. But largely, if you look at the long-term trend of how Muslims have voted in UP, they have sided with Samajwadi Party in many elections. Yes, some of the elections, the votes get badly divided between SP, BSP and Congress. And now if you have AIMIM as another player, so it is bound to, divide the Muslim vote. It will definitely split the Muslim vote. But largely, I would say, Samajwadi Party has been the beneficiary of Muslims voting en bloc for Samajwadi Party.
Okay. Anila Singh, here are various groups or challengers to Yogi Adityanath who will be fighting for the same part of the pie. As far as your umbrella is concerned, that remains static. It's on the other side that we are seeing several claimants. Now there is a fourth front. There is also Akhilesh Yadav saying that he'll be going alone. Mayawati saying that she will be going alone. Congress doesn't have any partner either. You have all things going right for you.
Absolutely, Maria, and we are so confident that we are going to come in power again in 2022. Whatever Mr. Tiwari says, it is not going to be proved in 2022 elections. As he was saying, that people of Uttar Pradesh are saying, Akhilesh Yadav ji aane wale hain, UP ke achhe din lane wale hain. So don't try to cheat our slogan. First of all, achhe din is our slogan. And secondly, Mr. Tiwari, any day I'm ready to take a challenge, and I can prove that what happened during your party's tenure and what has happened during my party's tenure. So people of Uttar Pradesh knows very well a chief minister who has dedicated his life for the nation. So he's working day in, day out for the betterment of Uttar Pradesh. He doesn't have to celebrate Safai Mahotsav. He doesn't have to invite hero and heroines from Bollywood. So we do Rangotsav, we do Dipotsav, we do all the Vikas Utsav in our Uttar Pradesh. But yes, Maria, you are definitely absolutely correct, nail on, that if we talk about Muslim vote bank in Uttar Pradesh, even if in India also, it is like ek anar sau bimar. Everybody wants votes of Muslims, but they do not want to do anything for their betterment. Okay. So the demand which has come out from the mouth of...
That's a good line that you have given, Anila Singh. Before I get a reaction from Ghanshyam and all of the others who are the Bimars for this Anar, let me bring Mr. Bhadoria. Mr. Bhadoria, why is Mamata Banerjee so angry against Akhilesh Yadav? He has all the right to decide whether he wants to ally with Mayawati at all or not. It's all right for him to decide that if he realized that his 2000 experiment with Mayawati failed, then he can go ahead and ally with smaller groups. What is the point of saying that he is helpless and that, all kind of name calling that has happened from Mahalachar to SP being Dalit Virodhi?
Well, let me start my debate with one. There's one good omen. On 2 occasions you have said that you have compared her with Mamata Banerjee. That means that she is going to be in Uttar Pradesh what Mamata was in Bengal. But let me say this, coming to the issue of which is there on the debate at the moment. Since last 30 years, she has been Chief Minister 4 times. Akhilesh has been once, and Yogi Adityanath has been also once Chief Minister. Other than that, twice Mulayam Singh was there as the head of the Samajwadi Party. But I can tell you, in the last 4 chief ministership, whenever she was there was never a riot like Muzaffarnagar. There was never a riot like what happened in Godhra and many other parts of Uttar Pradesh when the BJP governments were there. In the BJP government, everybody knows that there was a building and a structure which was broken by some unruly people, and who they were, the whole nation knows about it. However, we respect the decision of the Supreme Court and we honor it. But let me say this, because when Mayawati ji has a great track record that there are no communal rights while she is the chief minister, therefore all communities, Hindus want peace, Muslims want peace. And as she has a clean record on this issue, Akhilesh Yadav in 2014, he was the chief minister. 2012, everybody has seen what happened in Muzaffarnagar. Over 100,000 people were displaced. So many thousands of people died. And not only
Ghanshyam, the
that,
specific point about the law and order under Akhilesh Yadav's tenure.
Tensions are there, both with the BJP and the Samajwadi Party. And therefore, the Bahujan Samaj Party, that is why she has become chief minister 4 times. And that is why we are contending
Ghanshyam, respond.
the 5th time that we will become, she will be the chief minister this time once again.
Well, I believe that being chief minister is not a good retirement plan. I think leaders have to be active, organizations have to be active and respond to the situation on the ground. As people suffered because of Bharatiya Janata Party's misrule in Uttar Pradesh, as they dismissed the floating corpses, it was Samajwadi Party as an organization who stood behind and stood with people, and Akhilesh Yadav ji has led that organization from the front. The Panchayat polls are example, and how BSP, for example, has supported BJP in multiple places, shows that how the B team is playing out. But beyond that B team, the Anila Singh ji's challenge is very simple. Take your manifesto of 2017, take any page in that 20-page manifesto and tell me one page, just one page for the viewers, that you have fulfilled even 2 promises on that page. Your page 7 speaks about giving 90 lakh employment. This is your page 7, topic 3, Har Yuva Ko Rozgar. 90 lakh employment in 5 years. Your deputy chief minister says that by December you will give 1 lakh employment. This false story built on propaganda and hate is furthered by agenda of Hindu-Muslim. The agenda of Uttar Pradesh is not Hindu-Muslim.
But
Agenda of Uttar
Ghanshyam,
Pradesh
talking
is
about the
employment.
caste calculus, let's look at the caste calculus as well, because we know that UP, Bihar and several other states including Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan did decide on the basis of caste. What is the addition to what Akhilesh Yadav already has? How will you compete with an umbrella, such huge umbrella, the Hindutva umbrella of the BJP?
Well, Hindutva umbrella started with Shamshan Kabristan and ended at Shamshan Kabristan. You've seen the corpses of Hindus and Muslims both floating and both buried. So the real coalition in Uttar Pradesh is the youth. The real coalition in Uttar Pradesh are the farmers, and the real coalition is everyone who was marginalized by the state-crafted model of terror by the Uttar Pradesh chief minister, where even the journalists who speak the truth are put behind bars. People are tired of this anger and hatred-based statecraft.
Okay. Anila Singh, will you respond? And then I bring in Waris Pathan.
Absolutely, Maria. Just now I have to tell Mr. Tiwari, like you are mentioning again and again that Bharatiya Janata Party has failed whatever it has promised in its Sankalpa. So let me tell you one thing here, that we have made hat-trick in Uttar Pradesh, say 14, 17 and 19. And when we talk about 19 elections, yes, in 17 we came into power in Uttar Pradesh. And then in 19, again, we won 64 seats in alliance from Uttar Pradesh. So the people of Uttar Pradesh knows that whatever we say, we do it. And you are absolutely correct. If people are going to judge on the parameters of development, definitely Bharatiya Janata Party is much, much ahead than Samajwadi Party or BSP. So, and Mr. Bhadoria was mentioning about the law and order situation during Behan Mayawati ji's tenure. So I have to tell him that, Mr. Bhadoria, can you cite me one example where Behan Mayawati ji has acted against or she has taken action against any heinous criminal, like more than 1,000 crores of rupees property has been taken by the government of these criminals.
Mr. Bhadoria?
And
yes.
For all your claims, that Mayawati has been the chief minister, you're right, 4 times. But the question is also, what did she do that Yogi Adityanath has not done and perhaps bettered it?
Okay, let me answer that question. Now, when Behan Mayawati ji was the chief minister, as I had said this in another debate, the development in percentage in Uttar Pradesh, when Mulayam Singh was the chief minister, and prior to that from Kalyan Singh to Rajnath Singh, was never more than 4%. When she became the chief minister, she took the development level to 9% when she was the chief minister. There was more employment. As far as the farmers are concerned, go to the western Uttar Pradesh. The sugar cane prices were given to them right at time, and when the sugar mill owners did not give the price of their product, there were orders that they should be arrested, and all farmers were happy with her. And similarly on the employment, similarly on the education, she started the schemes on Savitribai Phule, where all girl children were getting free education, bicycles, and similarly the hospitals were also opened. Dozens of universities were started during her regime. She made the best expressway of this country.
Okay, fine. Let me go back to Varis Pathan. Varis Pathan, for all the claims that we can see from the three players technically, I'm trying to understand where do you fit in Uttar Pradesh scheme of things. While, you may say that you contest elections and then you win as well. We have seen your track record, fairly good. In Bihar, you won in vote percentage in seats contested 14.28 and strike rate of 25%. Maharashtra Assembly polls 2019 contested 44 seats, won 2 seats. Is this what you are aiming for? That in winning 2 seats, you'll ensure that your political opponents, largely other secular forces, largely seen as secular forces here, will be damaged more?
Well, may I make my point? See, Yogi has totally failed as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. What we saw in the last 4.5 years precisely is that increase in crime rate, mob lynching, murder, rapes. Where is the employment? And last least to say is that what happened during the COVID crisis? We have seen floating corpses all over near Ganga Ghat. Even our Hindu brothers and sisters could not get proper crematorium, nor the Muslim could get proper burial. Now, what happens to Samajwadi Party? Let me say, just now Ghanshyam Tiwari was speaking about the manifesto. I would remind him, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Akhilesh Yadav in the year 2012 has said that if we come to power, we will give 12% reservation to Muslims in jobs and education. What happened to that promise? Did he give? So the people of Uttar Pradesh are very intelligent. They will see what is there. So what has happened is that the secular parties, they think that the Muslim votes are their vote bank. They want that 90% of the votes. They want 90% Muslims to vote for them, but they don't want to do anything for the betterment of the community.
Why did MIM leave the battleground Bengal midway?
But what happened was there in Bengal, we contested only on 6 seats, and ultimately due to the corona and all, we could not.
Okay, fine. Let me give the final words to Sanjay Kumar. Fine. Sanjay Kumar.
Sorry, Maria, what is your question?
Yes, my question is the developments that have happened in UP in the last 72 hours. It's really moving much faster than we had anticipated. Akhilesh Yadav saying he'll go solo. Asaduddin Owaisi, throwing his hat into the ring and saying that he will ensure that Yogi Adityanath doesn't return to power. Mayawati unusually active. What really is happening? While the Congress camp is silent, there is pin drop silence on that front.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a pin drop silence among the in the Congress party. But I think suddenly things have changed. What I can say is that there's a push button. Somebody has pushed that push button, and all of a sudden the political atmosphere, the political climate in the state has heated up. I think political parties are trying to pitch upfront, well in advance, that who is going to be the main challenger for BJP, because all these parties have to finally challenge the BJP. So I think all these parties, whether it is Samajwadi Party, AIMIM and BSP, they are trying to impress upon the voters that they are the real challenger to BJP, and this is the way they are trying to mobilize the voters.
All right. Thank you so much for summing that up, Sanjay Kumar. And thank you to all the guests on this discussion.